So welcome back to another episode of Southwest Virginia Virtual Visits. Today we're in Lee County. We're at the Wilderness Road State Park, the visitor center right here behind me. It's a little bit of a cloudy morning. We did get started super early. I know my morning started about 5 a.m. We arrived over in Lee County about 8, and we're just going to explore some of the fall foliage before we lose that here in this part of the year. It's a little chilly out, so come along and join me. The reason that we're out here today is we wanted to chase some beautiful fall photos, and we've heard that Lee County is a wonderful place to do this, and we're actually running out of time. It's already November the 1st this morning, and the reason that we're out here so early is because that's one of the best times to capture light and just the overall landscapes around. So in the early morning hours and in the late evening hours, typically your first hour of sunrise and your first hour of sunset, this is what's called the golden hour of light, and the light is just really soft against the landscape, creates this beautiful look. So a lot of your landscape photos you see are because they're shot either early in the morning or late in the evenings. It's just a really flattering light sought out by a lot of photographers. So if you're out shooting photos of landscapes, whether you're capturing fall photography, summer, any time of the year really, those are the best times to go. Our plan was actually get started shooting about 8 o'clock this morning, but as you can see behind me, the clouds are still a little bit dark and a little bit rough back in here. So we're actually having to wait a little bit. It's now about 8:30. As the clouds start to move away, we're going to make our way about 10 miles down the road to the Cumberland Gap State Park, where you could see Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia. I believe those are the 3 states. I'll correct everybody once we get there, but yeah, this is such a beautiful place, and I'm sure once these clouds lift up, you're just going to see these wonderful mountain ranges full of fall colors. Still here at Wilderness Road State Park in Lee County, Virginia. As you go on past the visitor center and follow the road on through, you'll get back here and notice there's actually a few cabins present back here. Some really pretty fall trees. We still have a little bit of cloud coverage for our photo taking here after a while. Hopefully that clears out before we head over to the Cumberland Gap. But if you venture on through these trees around back here, there's actually going to be a replica of a fort that used to exist here. So a lot of really neat history that you can find out about this place and this location if you choose to come and visit. So here you're actually seeing the outside of the fort. Unfortunately for us, the fort is only open, I believe it's Wednesdays through Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. But it looks like there might be just big enough of a crack we could try to take a peek inside here. Let's just go ahead and take a little look. Don't look too far back there because there is a cannon pointing at us. But a pretty neat little spot here.
I mean, if you're into the how to do the cabin thing and stuff.
So if you do decide to come here, you can check out, looks like a little blacksmithing area going on over here. A couple different live history style exhibits, and just imagine what it might be like if you lived in a place like this, just out here in the wilderness. See, there is definitely some beautiful fall foliage going on over here. These beautiful orange and yellows and reds, and hopefully soon we'll be up on top of that mountain looking down at all the beautiful valleys if these clouds will eventually move out.
It's critter day today.
Yeah. One looks like it's green.
Look like
So now we're at the peak of the Cumberland Park, and you can actually see on this sign here that we have Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, and North Carolina. You can see this is an older map here because Virginia still has West Virginia attached to the top there. But we're going to actually see this tri-state peak here in just a minute of Tennessee, Virginia, and Kentucky. So currently in Virginia, but I believe we'll be crossing the border over into Kentucky to actually see the views here in just a moment. So I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't just a little bit turned around here, but we can kind of flip the camera around, you can see various areas. So we talked about earlier how we could see Tennessee, Kentucky, and Virginia. And if I understood the sign correctly, Virginia should be off this way into this kind of cloudy haze. I think Kentucky is straight ahead and Tennessee's this way. I could be wrong about that, but you could just sit here and just see these amazing views. It might be a little bit hard to see because, you know, just the way this camera is working right now. But I mean, look at the cars down there. It just looks like little models, and just watching all the traffic go, and just people on their day-to-day commute, just not a care in the world, and just be able to have this bird's eye view is a really unique experience. So if you are looking to seek out a new adventure in Southwest Virginia, be sure you visit Lee County. Again, this morning we were at the Wilderness Road State Park. Now we're at the Cumberland Gap National Park, and to see these different states and everything just kind of come together here and have this majestic view. It's one of the coolest views I've ever seen in the region. So I highly recommend everybody go check out Lee County and all the amazing things that you could see, from these spectacular views to the parks and just the drive along the way. So until the next time, have fun and be safe exploring Southwest Virginia. So just kidding, we got a surprise ending. We actually came back down the mountain. Now we're in Cumberland Gap, Tennessee, and if you want to take a look here, you can see all the way up there on top of the mountain is where we were just at. And we actually were looking right down at this town. You're probably going to see some video footage there, but neat little Easter egg I wanted to throw into the video. But again, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.